Okay. Hello. I know you all care about the mythology of this channel, so I'm back in the uncomfortable warm room because I tried to record a video in there where it's comfortable, and the audio wasn't quite as good. It was a little quiet. So I don't know. I'm gonna If I want to be comfortable during these videos, I'm gonna have to buy an external mic or something. We'll figure it out. But today I wanted to talk for an indeterminate amount of time about one word from the song Dancing on My Own by Robin. Um, Chances are good, you're familiar with this song. I think it came out in 2010, and it ended up on like a lot of retrospective lists of like best songs of the decade, best songs of the 2000s. And I was watching that SNL 50th anniversary show. Um, not the SNL show, but like they did like a concert before it celebrating. I think it was called like SNL Homecoming 50 something something. I don't know, but yeah, during the show, Robin she performed the song with David Byrne, formerly from Talking Heads, and it was awesome. It was a great performance, and like I hadn't heard the song in a long time. I had forgotten like how fucking catchy it was. Like that song gets stuck in your brain like so bad. Like there's nothing you can do to get rid of it. The only thing that helps is time. Um, and so I looked up the lyrics as one does so that I could have a head concert later. Those are concerts that happen exclusively in my head. And I noticed that the lyric site, in the chorus, they had this line, I'm giving it my all, but I'm not the girl you're taking home. That was the line. And I was confused by this because in the performance, I was about 99.9% sure she was saying, I'm not the guy you're taking home. So I'm going to try to play audio on here. I don't know how it's going to go. Are you going to be able to hear it? I don't know. But okay, let's hope you can, right? I'm not the guy you're taking home. That's what she's saying. At, to me anyway, right? And so I was confused by this. you know but I figured, she's wearing like the big suit, like in tribute to David Byrne, who wore that in Stop Making Sense, the best concert movie ever made. And so I was thinking maybe she switched it from girl to guy on the chorus because they're both singing it together, so she wanted to make it like kind of gender neutral or something. I didn't know if that was the plan, or if, because she was dressed like David Byrne during this performance, if she was taking on like this kind of male persona during the song, so she was singing the song from that point of view. I wasn't sure. So then I was like, okay, well, I should listen to, the other versions of the song to see if my hypothesis is accurate or not. Right? So the original one, now it still sounds like Guy to me, but it's a little more ambiguous, a little more like it really sounds like Guy, but if you listen to it expecting to hear girl, it sounds like it could maybe there's like a slight possibility she could be saying girl. Like I don't really hear it, but in my brain, if I focus on it, like if you've ever taken one of those tests where they play you an audio clip and they give you like four different options for what they're saying in the audio clip. It's like a soccer chant or something, and like as you're reading each one you can hear it. You can hear what you've just read in the chant. It's something where our brains break for whatever reason. um with certain stimuli. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but yeah, I mean, to me it still sounds like Guy, but I get that there's some wiggle room, and this is compounded by the fact that she's Swedish. So maybe she's saying girl with an accent, and it just kind of sounds like guy with her accent. But I don't know how you could say girl and have it sound like guy, even with the accent. Is this like a guy? I don't know. I've tried to do it. I've tried to like put an umlaut on it and stuff, and like I can't figure it out. I don't even know if that language has umlauts. I think it does. Um, but yeah. So the more you listen to it, just the more your brain hurts. See, to me, that is clearly guy. So, like, the question is like, our options are number one, she sings girl on the studio recording and she sings guy live, or maybe she, switches it up per performance, though every live version I've seen of it, it sounds like she's saying guy. Or, option number two, she was saying guy from the start, and a lot of the lyric sites just have it wrong. Or number three, she's just saying girl the whole time, and I'm an idiot. But it sounds like guy, does it? And like okay, like look, you can see this. They have a close up on her face when she says it in this one. Like your mouth makes different shapes when you say guy and girl, right? It's like girl that like it's like it's hard to explain, but the lips are like turning down a little bit when you say girl, which is like guy is just like it's just like you just spit it out, so it's like so to me it not only sounds like she's saying guy, it looks like she's saying guy, right? I mean, it's just I'm having trouble being convinced. I'm having trouble. I'm having trouble. One more. I think that's one of the clearest examples of it. Like, if she's not saying guy there, like, I don't know what's real anymore. And I did look up some covers of it to see if that would help. But fucking okay, this guy Callum Scott, apparently he had like a big hit with this song. Of course, he sings "Guy" in his version, because he's a guy, I guess. I'm not even gonna play a second of this. It's fucking horrible. Like, this was like a big hit. Some people, think that this version is like way better than the original, and art is subjective. I try to remind myself of that, but I dislike this so much. So no, thank you. Elle Fanning did a version of this for a movie, and I think she's clearly saying guy. I'm giving it my all, but I'm not the guy you're taking home. What? Giving it my all, but I'm not the guy you're taking home. That's kind of ambiguous. I think it's guy, but it's kind of ambiguous. Strangely, the Kings of Leon version is the least ambiguous. He is clearly saying girl, which, as much as I think it's a guy, I respect that he thought, that it was girl, and maybe it is girl, maybe he's right, and I'm an idiot, and he chose to sing it the correct way. Like, he's clearly saying girl. So, I mean, I respect that. It honestly kind of drives me crazy when people cover songs and they change all the pronouns around. Like, oh, I'm a guy. I couldn't possibly sing from the point of view of a woman, or like the opposite. It's just it's annoying. It annoys me. Where it's just like you're playing a character on the song. Like, are you so concerned that this is gonna like damage your masculinity or your femininity somehow to take on this other persona? It's just it's weird to me. It's weird to me. And then Kelly Clarkson covered it too. And what's good about this version is that she's just singing fucking gibberish. I'm still a girl, giving it all that I know. Like, she completely forgot the words clearly, and she's just making noises, and she sells the fuck out of it. So, like, good for her, you know? But, at the end of the day, you're looking it up on sites. Most of the sites, like Genius, which is usually pretty accurate, Genius says girl. A lot of them say girl. AZ Lyrics says girl. I'm not the girl you're taking home. But there are some lyric sites that say guy, like Music Match says guy. Interestingly, if you just Google the song, Google thinks it's guy. NPR thinks it's guy. This is a transcription of a program about her, like an interview with her. So this is the transcriber was listening to the song, and they clearly thought it was guy too. So I'm not the only one, and I know I'm not the only one, because I found a Reddit argument about this where they're going back and forth about, is she saying I'm not the guy or I'm not the girl? Because the question, she's asking if he's, gender bending on the song. And this guy says that the official lyrics sheets say it's girl you're taking home, but he definitely thinks on the track she's singing guy you're taking home. This guy says she's 100% saying guy. All the lyrics I look up say guy you're taking home, which is funny because a lot of the lyrics I looked up said girl. Let's see what else. Yeah. On Spotify it says guy, and I looked that up. That is the case. But then a lot of people on here are just as positive that she's saying girl. Like, if you dig into, like, this guy's mad. Like, she's literally saying girl. She did not sing guy. Your ears make you think this because she sings I'm giving it my all, and your brain wants the next line to rhyme, so you automatically hear guy to rhyme with my. But listen closer, she's singing girl, right? And then this guy's like, yeah, who's ever heard of a song that rhymes? Which, it's an interesting point. It's like, guy does work better with the rhyme. Girl doesn't rhyme with my, so maybe she used the word guy just so the rhyme would work. Like, maybe we're really overthinking this. But there are clearly passionate people on both sides of the argument, and some people are trying to make it an issue where it's just like, like, if you hear guy, or you're like an SJW or something, and if you hear girl, you're a hateful monster. And it's just like, no, it's just like, that is nothing to do with anything. I mean, this song is it has been, like, embraced by the LGBTQ community, and that's cool. But I'm not. It's great. But I'm not saying she's necessarily making some kind of statement on gender in the song. Like, I don't really know if that was her intent, and I kind of doubt it. But it's like, to me, it's more an issue of, it's like the opposite of what this guy is saying. He's saying you're expecting to hear guy, so you hear guy because you're expecting it to rhyme. I kind of think it's the opposite of this, from my point of view, that he is expecting to hear her sing girl, so when he hears it, he just hears girl, because his brain is like, she's a girl and she's singing a song, so she wouldn't be saying she's a guy in the song, because she's not a guy, she's a girl, and that's not necessarily true. There are lots of songs, where people are singing it from the point of view of another gender. Like, there is, of course, that famous John Prine song where the first lyric is literally, I am an old woman. John Prine's not an old woman. At the time, he was a young man, but he sang that point of view, that song from the point of view of an old woman. And there's no reason you can't or shouldn't do that. So I don't think her gender has anything to do with what the lyric is or is not. It's just about the persona, she's putting on in the song. Who is the character she's embodying on this track. But I really think it can go either way. I don't think there'll really be a definitive answer to this. I mean, a lot of the official sources seem to be saying it's girl, but then there is a very sizable, like most of the replies on this thread say that it's guy. And I have seen a lot of sites that agree that it's guy, and Google says it's guy, Spotify says it's guy. So I don't know. I don't know. Like, do you remember this dress thing from a while back where, like, this is clearly a blue and black dress, but some people look at it and they see a white and gold dress. And, like, I'll never understand those people. Like, to me, that's crazy because it is the color that it is. But I know that some people are just as passionately like, this is white and gold. And I think this is the same thing. I think maybe in the song you hear what your brain wants to hear there. Like, I think it's guy, but what do I know? So what do you think? Is she singing guy? Is she singing girl? Does it matter? I don't know. Thank you. Right, it's so clearly guy, right? It's definitely